October the 10th. The time is 1:12 p.m. This is the Public Safety Agenda Committee meeting. If there are no minutes, approve the minutes from the last meeting. If there are no corrections to the meeting, can I entertain a motion to approve the minutes?
I move for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Detective Langford,
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
we're gonna go a little bit out of order here, and we're gonna call the Chief Moon, because I'm pretty sure that he has to get out of here. Okay, this is a resolution pursuant to section 1140-1, section 11-4314, Code Alabama 1975, authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver a purchase agreement for a period of not more than 1 year with Lexipool LLC for the reference name as an annual subscription to fire policy subscription service used by the fire department, with the city paying an amount of $29,387.01, not to exceed that amount. So Chief Moon, would you like to tell us about this, please?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Corey Moon. I serve as the Fire Chief of Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service. So this item before you is a renewal of our policy updating / policy training platform, Lexipol. It allows us to update our policies, make sure they're compliant with not only local laws and state and federal laws as well. And we are able to provide daily training bulletins to make sure our personnel understand the policies. It also allows us to have access to know who acknowledges the policies and who hasn't. So this is something that, again, it's a renewal. We started this process back in 2021, and it is for $29,387.01.
Okay. Any questions from any committee members for Chief Moon?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that
Thank you.
passed. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, Detective Langford, could you call the first item for me, please?
Yes, ma'am. We'd like to have the Tea Shop Bar and Grill.
Okay. State your name and address for the record, please. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
And your name, sir?
Jeff Durrell.
Okay, all right. At this time, I guess we took this over from the last meeting, and did you all get your issues resolved that we had before, what we talked about as far as, okay, was they taken care of with tax and licensing, and also taken care of with zoning?
Everything is taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Barnes, just the applicant meets zoning requirements.
Madam Chairman, this location is on CB2, meaning it's in a contingency general business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements. I'm gonna also make sure the applicant has the zoning board of adjustment resolution, so he knows all of the requirements.
Okay. And Ms. Brown, are they in good standing with taxes and revenue?
Yes, they understand.
Mr. Reiser, what time is operations of your establishment gonna be open?
Fully open is gonna be from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and then 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. on the weekend closed on Sunday. That's the weekend.
And talk to us a little bit about your safety plan for the venue.
My safety plan, because our parking is off-site. After the hours of 7 o'clock, I have security at the direct and sitting in that parking lot. Everybody's gonna be flooded.
Not to cut you off or anything like that, but when you say off-site parking, all right, do you have the address for the off-site parking within your,
I don't know about all this it's across the street.
yeah, we need that.
It's,
The reason for that, we've had some issues with 2 different other clubs where they got off-site parking, and then we had some assaults done there. Okay, and then they're claiming that that's not a part of them. Okay, but that's where they're parking their people at, and they had security there.
you Gotcha.
So that's the reason I'm coming at you like that.
That's fine,
Yes, sir.
that's fine.
All right, so we need to know that address, it need to be a part, I guess, yeah, a part of your safety plan.
It is,
Yeah.
it's on there, I didn't bring it with me, but I submitted it.
Just make sure, you know, I've read it, but make sure
Yes, ma'am.
that the city knows, you know, where the outside, parking is. Any committee members desire to have?
Yeah, Mr. Rouser, what, you, don't, do you have another bar, or did you have another
I did.
bar? Or club, or something like that, you didn't open anything else, were you going to? You didn't, did you come before public safety before, back when I was?
No, we ran it with the city council.
Did you run against me, Mr. Rouser? It's all good, it's all good, it's all good.
Well, sir. Got questions for the team?
It sounds like you don't have your parking plan together.
You said I don't?
It's, yeah, because,
I do have a parking, I don't have, I left my folder downstairs, I can get my folder. I submitted to the safety plan. As far as that, I'm all about safety.
Mr. Rouser,
I'm all about safety.
Mr.
I'm gonna
Rouser,
have
just say what you're gonna do for the safety, because the plan that's submitted is a little,
Vague.
It's a vague, well,
but just tell me as the operator, and I assume that's.
yes.
Tell me like what you're gonna do.
Well, the lot is between the church, you know.
Okay,
It's closed in with it.
okay,
So my security guard will sit at the front of the entrance, because it's one way in, one way out,
okay,
at all times after 7 p.m.
okay,
During the hours of 12 to 7, mostly it's school.
Okay.
Mostly it's the rest of the day.
okay,
So nobody uses that parking lot. If they park, they usually park along the street in front, or to pick up their food, or at the gas station across the street.
Is it lock closed during them time where can nobody go in there, can people still access it? Can they still go in
After,
there?
it's not a lock, yet, but it's
Okay.
closed in.
Okay,
It's closed in.
I got you, okay, okay, you still can enter.
You can enter after hours. If we're not open, like I said, we share it with the, well, I know the church uses it as well on Sundays, but after that, nobody uses it.
Well, who owns it?
Mr. Mike and Tony owns it.
Okay, all right, okay.
So, the application is in, what's your name again, ma'am? Okay, so we need to be hearing from you, like, what's your plan? You the owner.
Well, I let him work there and I stay.
You the owner, so you need to be talking. So we need to be hearing from you, because the application is clearly in your name.
Well, my second plan is mine like his. He's really the one that's gonna oversee that, because I'm gonna be mostly in the kitchen, but we did discuss it and I agreed to what he said because it really makes sense. I know I won't be able to really look at it and be able to say, hey, this, that. That's why I left that part, you know. But we were in agreement to what he needs to say.
Okay, so you are aware of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
full plan and the operation of the safety component, because really Mr. Reiser is not there. So you need to be able to correspond, as if you bring, you know, a person in and say, hey, this is our safety plan, it needs to be executed thoroughly like we have it. So we have to prepare for, you know, somebody being sick, or somebody no longer wants to be your business partner. Okay?
so in terms of actual security plan, let's go back to that real quick. What are y'all gonna have in terms of video surveillance, or will there be any?
Will be cameras.
Okay.
Inside and out.
Inside and out?
And including the parking lot?
And including the parking lot, we're gonna stick one up there.
Okay.
On the ball right
In terms of, hours, the plan says 12 to 2 for Friday, Saturday, that's still consistent with what you just said. For security, you said that you would have 2, one at the front and then one at the parking lot. Is that correct? Okay. For people that are in the parking lot that you're going to use that is not yours, but it sounds like maybe the churches or something like that?
No, it's us, the
Okay.
person leasing from owns the home.
Oh, okay, okay, my bad. For the lot that's not adjacent, what are you going to do to keep people from loitering or just partying in the lot, before and after they?
Well, I'm not leaving to the last person, and I clear that.
Okay. Obviously, one issue that we have a lot of times is, people partying or fights leaving the bar and it makes their way to the parking lot, or a combination thereof, or people going out to the car to get something for the party and bringing it back in the, and so, I guess my question to you is what can you do to prevent those three things from happening, so we don't have, we're not sitting up at public safety hearing about a shooting in the parking lot?
As far as re-entering, everybody gets searched, no matter if you pay or not, you wanna get researched.
Okay.
If it's an altercation, you never let the two people that's altercation leave at the same time. You hold one, let them leave, let security leave, then, the other one leaves afterwards, off your property.
Okay. Have you run a bar or nightclub before?
I have managed a bar.
Okay.
It was the Vibe Bar and Grill. I'm sorry, the Vibe Lounge. I ran it for a year.
Okay. Is this your first venture?
Yes, this is my first venture, bar setting, but I ran several kitchens, the Silco, Wells Fargo, and Wildwood.
I don't have any other questions.
You got any more questions for him?
I got a question.
You have a question, okay.
Okay, when you said the Vibe, that's the same location where you at now?
No, Vibe is down the street.
Okay, so the location you at now, you did participate and was a part of that location also with the old establishment, correct?
Was I a part of it?
Yes.
Yeah, we got scammed out of it. Yeah.
Okay, but you was a part of that scam, or you worked with the guy who owned that club?
Right.
That's what he's asking, when he's asking that you run another location, okay?
Yeah, that's-
All right. Yeah, that's what he was asking you, okay?
Okay.
Because you was a part of that last location, that's what he's been getting to the whole time.
Well-
That's what we had talked about the last time he was here, that you was a part of, what was the name of the club the last time? When the guy that scammed you, what was the name of it?
It was, the Icon Bar and Grill.
Okay.
I think with Cheaters or something like
Okay,
that.
yeah, but y'all had one was D.I.com Bar and Grill, correct?
No.
The guy who scammed you, that's
The
what
guy
he
scammed
had.
us and
But you was his
said-
manager, and you worked with him, you was inside the club location with him, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then, that's what he was asking you, okay? All right, now, when it comes to your, remote location with the parking, all right, in the zoning agreement that you did, okay, it says you must have valet parking. I know you said you're gonna have a security officer. The security is part of the safety plan, but it also says that you must have valet parking, correct? Well, I'm asking you,
I didn't know anything about that.
yes, ma'am, it's in there.
He's referring to the resolution that I was gonna give you. That's the
Yeah.
resolution I provided you before, and with the conditions that are listed.
Received the resolution, because the last one I guess you gave to the other person that was holding it. This is our first time.
No, ma'am, I provided you that as a count.
Is this the long sheet of paper?
Yes, that's the long sheet of paper. It's just copied on 8.5 by 11 now.
Okay.
So what you saying, we need to have valet parking, is what somebody said, valet.
Yes, ma'am, that's a
Yeah.
part of the
That's
resolution.
fine, that's
That's fine.
fine. We can have somebody do it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So we was waiting for you to say that, because that is a part of what we was asking about, okay, when we was looking at the remote. Our whole focus, when the councilman was talking, is about what's gonna happen if something happens at the club, and then it goes out to the parking lot, all right? Now, I understand when you say that it's gonna be an officer there, he's gonna keep one. What we have a problem is when people, they don't bring guns into the club, because most of the time you do have some security officers searching everybody. They go to their car and get the weapon, and then they start shooting then. That's where we have a problem.
No, they're gonna leave the property
Okay.
altogether.
So that's what your security is supposed to be there
And I'm
for.
gonna have, on the weekends, I will have a auxiliary police officer.
Okay. All right, great. Okay. So, but what we're talking about is the valet and the security. You must have both.
Gotcha.
All right, and I will be coming to check both of
That's
them.
no problem.
All right.
Get your letter checked too.
Get a chicken plate, all right. What's the pleasure of the committee?
Hold on one second.
Yes, sir.
So, just because I'm slow, will you correspond, will you tell me what the D icon was?
I think it was a bar too. Like I said, we got scammed. He told us he was the building owner.
And all this stuff that we don't get moved, and it was this needs to go, we have paperwork.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just reviewing the former applications that we've gotten for this space. And this is back in 2019?
We just,
Yeah, I was still working at the post office. Nothing to do with it.
Okay.
That's when it was trendsetters. It was about 20.
I'm from the west side.
No, Cheetahs, it was some Cheetahs.
Yeah, I'm from the west side.
Yeah, it was Cheetahs.
We didn't,
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Cheetahs at that time. Yeah. Did you go in? Oh, okay. That was your part.
if you go back to Officer Langford, what he was speaking of, we didn't get into that until like June, May or June of this year.
Okay.
Anything before that, she was where she was, and
You were the post
I
office?
was in the post office running for mayor back in 2020. I didn't care about March.
All right, so at 5/22, you didn't have anything to do with it like in May of 2022? It wasn't no 2022 anything?
No, no.
Okay.
I was at the bar just managing their little spot, down the street.
Okay, all right. And the Vibe Bar, that was the location that's, when you're going down, going toward Kingston, that's on the right-hand side?
No, you going to keep on going.
Okay, all the way
All the
down?
way down, like you get on the interstate on 31st Street.
It's on the left?
You know what Benny's at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Benny's.
Okay, all right. Okay.
All right, any
I don't
other?
have any other questions.
Okay,
Sorry, I
proceed.
took a look at that last application because I knew that spot, and I was like, why did I know that? I don't remember why I knew that spot.
All right, so anybody from the public here, to speak or for against this item? I'm not seeing anyone. What is the pleasure of this committee?
Your recommendation.
No recommendation?
Okay, so let's pass it with no recommendation.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's gonna be sent to the council with a no recommendation, so you will have to come to put back to the full council for a public hearing. Okay?
That next Tuesday.
It'll be what, in 2 weeks? Will it be next Tuesday? Because it has to be advertised, right? Council will, okay. When will it be great, next week, next Tuesday? It'll be next Tuesday, that's correct, Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday, 9:30.
Or would they have to advertise for?
Don't we have to advertise?
No, she said
Okay,
no.
so it'll be next Tuesday, Attorney Bernard?
Yes.
Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, about well, 9:30, where we hold the council meetings. Council meetings are held inside of the Boutwell. Chambers being remodeled. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next item, Detective Langford.
Trendsetters Lounge.
Applicant here. State your name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, 3427 27th Street.
Okay. Detective Langford, are there any incidents at this location?
It was a couple incidents there. That was before he took over. It was a butt naked spot before. Okay, you was aware of that. Was you working there then?
No.
Okay then, all right. But, it has been on October the 7th and probably about a month prior to that. And October the 7th was Friday, and I was out checking locations, myself and two other officers. And from there, we went to your location, correct? You was open at that time?
Yes, we was.
Okay, you was operating a business without a business license at that time, the Birmingham business license, correct?
Yes, can I explain that?
No, I just want you to answer that if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll.
Yeah, and I'll give you an opportunity to explain everything.
Okay.
All right, and you was selling alcohol at that time without an alcohol license, correct?
Yes.
I'm not gonna write you a ticket or put you in jail or anything, correct?
Yes, it was, well, it was all
I give you all-
things at the time, so it was wasn't selling.
So what you mean by that? Explain that to me about all you can drink.
All you drink is an event where they pay to get in the door, but they're not paying for the alcohol to get away.
All right, so that's the way to get around the alcohol license, correct? If it's a way to get around, it's a way to get around.
I would probably say so. Yes, sir. It was like basically it was an event that they had all you can drink there, because we rent the club out, because I did not, this is my first time even, owning a club or trying to own a club. So I'm kind of ignorant in the laws and everything of doing this, so I was not aware of that. Like, when of course, we pay rent there every month, and I wasn't aware of that. If we privately, lease out the club, or privately rent the club to individual having a birthday party, event, or whatever not, would be illegal or had to have a license to do that, so, especially if they was just giving away the liquor and not selling it. But I kind of understand now that is, you have to have a license and everything, so I'm prepared if I need to go back and pay taxes on those events, anything on those events, I'm willing to do that, because I'm trying to do everything legit wise.
Okay, I got a question for you. Now, didn't I explain that to you a month ago?
You did, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You did, and I
I gave you a warning.
Right, you gave me a warning, and that's why I've been, started a procedure to get a license and get an alcohol license. I started that this has been almost
Couple of months.
a couple months, so it's not
Right.
nothing like this meeting, but I started that application a couple months, like you said, when you told me that.
Yes, sir. Now, did you state your name?
Edward Smith.
Okay, all right. Now Friday, okay, I observed the same thing, okay? I observed the same thing. I know, you said, you was doing it at an event center, but you don't even have yourself down as the event center as far as,
Right.
what you're trying to get a license for.
Right, I come to understand that now, because I've done more research on it, and especially the past 2 days, that I cannot do both, or cannot have an event center, or, I want a lounge, that's what I'm trying to do, a lounge.
Yeah,
So, but the event center thing was like, I thought, if I'm paying rent here, and I choose to, somebody want, like Friday was a birthday, we came in Friday, was a birthday.
yes, sir.
There was a birthday party there, so the guy there, his name was Johnny, he rented the club to have his birthday party. So I didn't think at that time, I would come to find out from you that you have to have a business license and you have to have a, liquor license and everything, so.
The only reason I ain't write you a citation, my book was already full. I used my last one.
Yes, sir.
Writing another citation.
Right, well, I guess that was.
Yeah, you're right.
Call a blessing, maybe you would, but yeah. But yes, sir, I'm aware of that, and that's why I'm here trying to get everything straight, because I'm, just like I said, this is my first time owning a club, I never owned a club before. So I'm trying to do everything right, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I have no criminal record or any kind, so I'm trying to do everything right by the book, yes, sir.
So when you apply, how come you didn't stop business at that time until you got your license? Why not continue to still open your place to, you still making money?
Right, like I said, I was fully when it was not until I think a few weeks ago, I was unaware, far as having a business license, we had to have a business license or to open up, I thought you could have private events. I did not, like I said, my ignorance, I did not know.
Okay, all right, well, we went through the hard part of it. I've been knowing you for years, okay? You're a fair person, there's no doubt about that, okay? And, I've seen you for years. I never had no issues with you, all right? But once, like Sergeant Knight said, we expect them just to stop operations sometimes, you know?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, we really do. And then when you present yourself to the council, the public safety, we're really looking at your safety plan. We really have to, you're gonna have to have a strong safety plan because of that location itself. We just done had, I don't know, you know, we had the butt naked club there. I shut it down. Yeah,
It was there before I got there,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a hard time because people sometimes still.
Yeah, they still think that,
the
don't
same location, and well, we got dances and stuff.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. But, yeah, it's kind of like coming to a bad relationship, basically, like.
It is.
You haven't had baggage from what was there before.
Yeah, and then, you know, once we hear from zoning, because you got the mechanic shop there, and then we thought there was a chop shop.
Right,
Okay, so
right.
we hit that on that, and we hit the club at the same time.
Right, directly, it's our club, and then it's a bike club.
Yes.
And then next door to that, it's a mechanic shop.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. We just want them to see the whole picture. Okay, all right.
Any committee members have any questions? But let me say this, Councilwoman, real fast. And what's your name, Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Because what I heard you say was when Detective Langford said they had forewarned you, and then you came right back and you was having an event Friday.
Well, he wanted me to, if I can recall, he wanted me to get my license, get a business license.
Right.
That's what I.
License.
But yes,
But
I
you
applied
are
for that.
applying?
Yes, I applied that for like, it's been over a couple months. When he-
But you still was
Right.
operating illegally.
Right, like I said, was not aware when he, basically that I had to rent privately, I was not aware that I had to shut down.
Because you can't advertise all you can drink events.
Right,
That's
I
a
wasn't-
state law.
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't running it as a business, I was running it as far as renters, doing what they had to do for us. I'm aware of that now, I understand that now. I understand, and like I said, I'm ready to, if I need to pay taxes on them events, I pay for those events that happen in the city of Birmingham, I'm willing to do that for the back events.
All right, any committee members have questions for the applicant?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Just, who is Erica Edwards?
That is my business partner.
Okay. And so is she going to be applying for this ABC license as well?
No, Ms. Family's gonna be, on the name, she's my business partner, but the, liquor license will be, of course, my name, and then, Bianca. She on there too. That's all three of us like that. We got 3 business partners. I have 2 business partners, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Erica Edwards and me, but my understanding is that the liquor license doesn't have to be on, not all our names have to be on there.
Well, I don't know if all of them could get one because of their criminal history, but
Right.
let me,
But I think Bianca had one before. And previous establishment that she had, I think she had one, of course. I know I'm able to get one because I have no felonies on my record.
that's a good thing. So, one thing that I've multiple things about this, business plan concern me.
Okay.
And I think that, saying that you don't know about the law, there is no excuse for breaking the law just because you don't know about it.
I understand that.
If you're opening something up to the public and you're inviting in residents and guests of this city, it is solely your responsibility and your business partners who might or might not be able to get an ABC license due to criminal history to abide by the law and create a safe atmosphere for those members of the public. When I look at the ads that you guys have put forward, you said that this is not going to be the Butt Naked Club.
Right.
This is the ads that y'all are putting forward.
Okay.
No,
I got you.
I mean,
So we have the ad.
sir, hold on. So, this is some women with very few clothes on, and you can drink as much as you want to, which is That's illegal. You can't, that's against state law to charge someone to come in and then say that they can drink as much as they want to. Now,
I wasn't aware of that.
you are now, but let me tell you something, sir. So, we had to shut something down because it was causing a problem for the residents and the people that we're trying to bring into this city.
Okay.
And the point of this committee is to not only make sure that we shut down establishments that pose a public safety risk, but we don't let them continuously reopen on a revolving door when we're going to get the same outcome. And that outcome is something that we believe is a threat to public safety. You say you're changing your image.
Right.
I say your image looks pretty similar. Might be a different girl, might not, I don't know. But the image that you're inviting people to is going to be a public nuisance. And that is my personal belief, and it might not be the belief of my colleagues or anyone else at this table. But there's no way you can say that you're opening up your club to all you can drink events, which is illegal, and then tell me that it's going to be something different. And the residents, when that club was open, were overwhelmingly happy and rejoiced when it got shut down because of the amount of problems that happened when people came out of the club. So it wasn't what was going on inside behind the closed doors of the club. It was all of the foolishness and criminal acts that were going on outside in people's front yards.
Okay.
There is no way that you can tell me that we're going to get a different outcome, especially when the owner is the person that can apply for the ABC license because the other co-owners have that felony background. And then, on top of that, we have to explain to our constituents why we allowed the same thing to come back to their neighborhood. And, hold on, sir. I will give you a chance to explain.
Yes, sir.
But sometimes people's actions, when they think nobody is watching, are the most powerful. Because you thought nobody was watching, but we got some pretty good detectives over here. And they understand very much the potential that this could create in terms of stress on PPD and most importantly, stress on the city council phone calls. And so I'm gonna let you respond.
Please.
But I want to say this to these committee members. The whole point of this committee is to prevent this from happening again.
I agree.
And so I will let this gentleman respond, Mr.
Yes,
Smith,
sir.
and I do appreciate you being here. But in light of what was happening when we thought nobody was watching, looks like the same thing's going to be happening after this approved, no matter who is watching. So, Mr. Smith, I will let you have the last word.
Yes, yes.
But my vote will be a strong no.
Okay, so, as far as the flyers is to attract, like, having beautiful women on the flyers, that was attracting gentlemen. We're not having any dances. I think was the thing, when he came in on Tuesday, did you observe any dances in the club or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, so there wasn't no dancers. The 2 times he came in, we had no dancers. I'm not into the dancing strip club. I'm not trying to have a strip club. I'm trying to have a establishment where people can come in and have a drink. Eventually, when we get the kitchen up to par, because it's not up to par right now, we want to convert that, get that license through the health department to serve as a eatery too, while you have your food and drink at the same time. So as far as us having dancers, no, I understand it was a butt naked house beforehand. And I have a safety plan, which I plan to give Birmingham police officers for security, inside and out. And that's big to me. Security is huge to me. Parking, not parking lot, but outside, because I know most incidents happen when people leave the club. Like you said, patrol goes on in the club, as far as bringing guns or weapons, get outside, people go to their cars, start shooting, because they have altercation, whatever. Not, I'm aware of that, because it's probably what happened at Platinum a couple weeks ago.
Well, let's don't say that. Let's don't mention the platinum. That was not at the platinum.
Right, okay.
Okay.
But I was the incident, I was the incidents that happened
Okay.
due to the crowd at the clubs.
Go ahead.
Coming to the park.
Go ahead and explain your part.
Right. I didn't mean to throw
Yeah.
platinum into but-
Correct.
I was just trying to use an example, like incidents that happen, you know.
Yes, sir.
From club crowds. But yeah, I'm no plan to have any plans, that's not my style. Period, point, as an owner, my thing is to have to come over there, have a good time, get a drink, go home.
Well, I appreciate you being here. There's nothing wrong with having a drink and going home.
Right.
But I appreciate you being here. That's all I have.
Ms. Burns, just the applicant needs zoning.
Madam Chairman, this location is on mixed-use medium, and the applicant would meet zoning requirements. However, I spoke with the applicant on October 4th, and I specifically asked the applicant if he was having an event center. The applicant stated, no, I'm not having any events at this location. I asked that question because the applicant's name is listed as Trendsetters Lounge and Event Center LLP. But he just told us in 4 or 5 sentences, he is operating an event center. That is not an allowed use in a mixed-use medium zone district.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Brown, new taxes? Not in compliance, okay. All right. Is there any members here from the community to speak of for, against this event? Come up and state your name and address for the record, please. Good afternoon.
My name is Anna Brown. I reside 3115 24th Street North Birmingham, beautiful North Birmingham.
Thank you.
I am the secretary of the North Birmingham neighborhood, but I am also the co-chair of the North Birmingham Framework Implementation Committee. And we voted for this applicant on August 14th. At our meeting, we had 25 people present. There were 10 people opposed, no one supported him. And the short version of the reasons why we did not support him, one is the location. That area in just that one block, you already got 2 sticks of dynamite there. Now we're gonna put something else on the other corner because you got the club, you got the biker club, and you got the garage there. The noise, not enough parking, and if you remember when Terry Sewell came to town a few months ago and brought us a check for $3 million to clear out the asbestos in North Birmingham School because that plan is going to be a senior center. The main thing that I want to say as a citizen of North Birmingham is about a month before the applicant came to our neighborhood meeting on a Wednesday night, we were coming, a couple of ladies and I that are in our framework committee, we were coming down 35th Avenue. We got by the school, the traffic on 35th and 27th was so tight, you couldn't even get in there. We had the windows down in the car, and we basically caught contacts from all the weed and stuff that was smoking on the outside. They were outside of his club building across the street, which by the way is a church that's there across the street, and sitting over on the school property, smoking weed. It took us about a good 10-15 minutes to just get through that intersection with all the people and everything that was out there. I called our neighborhood president and told him what was going on up there. And it's just, I asked him about it at the meeting. He said, well, I'm allowed to smoke on the inside, but you got more people on the outside than you got on the inside. And then I said, but you're operating a business. You still, you're there. He said, oh, well, that was just a private birthday party. That was a birthday party, but your birthday party goes out in the street and blocks the intersection and you smelling like you're in Jamaica somewhere, just riding down the street. This is not what's in our framework plan for that area. We're looking to improve the North Birmingham school, turn it into a senior center. No one would want their mother or grandmother living in a place or being at a place where they got to be across the street from that kind of activity. There's a church right across the street. There's no respect for it. Now, at what point in time, when you talk about future endeavor, at what point in time it may be a conflict between the people that's in his facility, if he's allowed to open, and the motorcycle club that's already there? Because there are times that we've had to, deal with them, with the noise and everything that comes from there. And it's not fair to us in our neighborhood and our community because we are better people than that in North Birmingham. We don't need all that kind of activity. And the first time he came, I asked him, where did he live? And he said he lived in Pratt City. Okay, why don't you put it where you live? Why are you bringing it and dumping it in my backyard? We have a lot of senior citizens that live up in that area already. It's quiet up there except for when you got the motorcycle up there, and you do not need that. And I've turned in a copy of the application there, to Councilor Tate on there, and we're asking sincerely that you go against this.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
You said,
Yes, you do, sir. State your name and address for the record, sir.
I'm Jimmy Coleman.
Let's go.
I live at 2008, Fifth Avenue, across the street from the club. But anyway, the same night Ms. Brown called me, I got in my truck, which I'm right up the street. I've been there 52 years. And I got in my truck, rolled down there, and I mean, they wouldn't even get out the road. With my lights on, right? I haven't smoked any weed since I left Vietnam. It was pretty good.
Hey, thank you for your service.
Oh my God.
But anyway, I had spoken to him and I stopped by. When they had the wet club, they had put them on a patio out front. And I had to call zoning, down with, and send someone out there and move them up for that. And they took it down. But anyway, they're just awful. And we're gonna spend $3 million, get rid of all that asbestos, and lead base paint out of the old school, and try to get some senior citizens up there. And down the street from there, we have 2 senior citizen homes. One's at 28 and 28 Place, 28th Street and 28th Place. So I just wish that we can get rid of some of the stuff that's coming into North Birmingham. I've had business people that come out to North Birmingham, want to put a business in North Birmingham. We have 13 buildings out there with nothing in them. And we try to get people to move out there. They come up there and see a club here, a club here, a club here, a junkyard here, a body shop here, a club here. Nobody want to come out there. The lady gonna move up old McDonald's. She having a hard time, but we want her to move into old McDonald's. And roof down over down on Daniel Plains. So we're trying to get her in that deal. And we're trying to get a new restaurant right there in North Birmingham on 27th Street. So we appreciate you.
Yes, sir, let's go.
I know you gotta get out there and knock on doors. We appreciate council also. So we just wish we just deny this application. And we're just trying to keep Birmingham clean.
Anytime you need us, just come, just call us, or me, myself, or Sorry Night, okay?
You know how to call.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Coleman. Pro Tem, you got any questions for the applicant?
I just have a concern that you broke the law. Like, you know, I learned in law school, it's not a defense that you don't know the law.
I understand.
That you're negligent and reckless.
But I want to make, that's why I'm here, I want to make it right. I understand, you know, I know ignorance is not an excuse for that. You know, saying that we didn't know, that's not an excuse for what happened, breaking the law, I know that. But I'm trying to open a legitimate business, tax-paying business, where, you know, hey, I'm contributing as far as being a taxpayer for North Birmingham. And I understand it not being a nuisance. I don't want to be a nuisance to the neighborhood because I'm not, once again, it's not going to be that type of establishment. I understand what he was talking about, people smoking weed and everything. I don't smoke weed and never have and never will. I'm not no drug user, period. So, but I can't control what people do. Like you said, when the incidents go out there to the car and they start smoking weed or whatever, and I cannot control it. I know I can control what goes on in the establishment, but I can't control what goes by people going out to the car smoking weed. I know your concerns, but all I'm just asking for is a chance to show, hey, I can be a productive business. And as far as the safety plan, you know, and have no incidents there, security's gonna be tight. Like I said, Birmingham police officers, I wanna have that for security. Not this little rental security, where I get some homeboys out of the neighborhood come in there and do security. I want legit Birmingham police officers in the club, and so the plan, I need 3, basically, 2 in, 1 outside. Walking down the outside.
You have never let any of us finish talking before you started talking. I wasn't done. I almost forgot my thoughts because you interrupted me. But let me tell you, I definitely echo everything Council Williams says. And honestly, what would that say to everyone else if we let you get a business license and you said we're breaking the law? You know, they talking about traffic congestion, weed smoking, you got, I mean, I can understand putting pretty girls on the flyer, but you got half naked women on there. Like, it just doesn't send a good look. It would be different if you had waited until you can get a liquor license, but you didn't wait, and you still did it over and over and over again. No, the crime is already bad enough in this city.
Yep.
So I vote for a no recommendation.
And I also echo the sentiments of my council members where you made the point where you charge $20 all you can drink. So, you know, you talk about it's free, it's really not free, people paying. And so, hold up, sir.
Okay.
And so, you know, as Council Williams said, I keep saying you, Council Wood, and Pro Tem Council Smithman has stated, breaking the law is not an excuse. And so when you got elderly residents and people not able to pass through or get to their homes, that's a clear signal of people not respecting those that have buy-in in their community. You know, people want to be able to freely move around and drive through their community without having to call the Birmingham Police Department to assist them. We need to be calling our police department to assist us, you know, when we need them and not when people are being rude and rowdy and making excuses, you know, for what they're doing. And you saying you got to control the whole atmosphere, the inside of the club, the outside of the club. It's your responsibility, your obligation to make sure that anybody who's patronizing your business make it out there safe and back safe.
I agree with
And so, you know, all this rowdy stuff going on in these neighborhoods and event centers, we heard Ms. Bondi said, your application clearly states an event center, so it's not even zoned for that.
Right, okay, originally when we came over there, we wanted to have, yes, we wanted to have an event center, but found out it was not zoned, it was zoned for a lounge and bar.
So when y'all find out something that's not zoned for nothing, and then you
Well,
switch.
we wanted to have,
You
that was my
switch.
original destination to have a lounge over there. But it was so much conflict, like with the, going on with the past place that was there before we got there. We was like, well, we kind of waved around and said, well, we can just put that name there. And if it's zoned, we're not aware it was zoned for it, not zoned for an event center, but we always wanted a lounge. That was the whole thing, we wanted a lounge. So when we found out it was for the lounge, we didn't really change our name back to Trendsetter Lounge Event Center on the text, but the lounge is what we wanted from the get-go.
Yeah, but you know, again, you got residents here letting this body know that you have been fully operating legally. You have Detective Langford, who's also gave us that insight, and your excuses you making is just null and void.
I understand that, I know you guys probably, you know, like I said, I want a chance to make it right, but I have to go back and pay, which I understand that. As far as with the time that I operated illegally or whatnot, I need to go back and pay for that, prorate that back to time that you guys, you know, with the events that I had or whatnot.
Just go ahead.
So, sir, and honestly, it's not about tax dollars. It's gonna be more expensive for us, and it's not, we care about the neighborhood that you're moving in.
That's right.
So saying you pay for licenses and whatever, it's not about the tax revenue.
Right.
It's about the people that live in that neighborhood
Right.
that then have something that we consider a public safety issue for that neighborhood. And sir, just to clarify something that you told me,
Okay.
is that there would be absolutely no exotic dancers.
Mhm.
And I have an ad from your business for exotic dancing.
There was none that was there. That was
It was, so you're falsely advertising?
I don't know that flyer.
Sir, I think we know where this is going. But anyway, I make a motion that we deny this and send this to the full, city council with a no.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this item goes to the full council, and it goes on our agenda Tuesday, and the full council will hear this application on Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No recommendation.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, before you leave, okay, all right, you're most local on Friday and Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay, and Tuesday. All right, let's clearly understand, we won't have no business license. Okay, all right. I will be coming to your location Friday and Saturday. If you're in there operating the business, I will arrest you.
Okay.
Okay? I expect for the doors to be shut, locked, nothing going on. If I gotta get out the car, look, you know me, I'm looking to put somebody in jail if I gotta get out the car. You know that.
Yeah, I know, like I said, we've been knowing you for a long time.
Yes, so I'm giving you warning, I'm asking you. Yes, sir, I'm asking you. Okay, all right.
Y'all need me for?
No?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Detective Langford, can you call up the next item for us,
Yes,
please?
yes, it's gonna be Glitch Bar and Grill.
Okay, will the applicant come? State your name and address for the record.
You sure, huh?
All right, Detective Langford, were there any incidents at this location?
Okay, all right, with this location, all right, did you all state your name, please?
Antonio Lee.
Okay. All right, Friday night, started off at North Precinct, and, we had Mr. Lee? Fields. We had Mr. Fields, I was parked in the front of North Precinct, and, he was trying to hit, he was valet parking, he was, doing security, everything. He was telling us not to park down at that area in front of the precinct. It was directing everybody, because it's in the plaza right next to the precinct. So he directed everybody to go down there. He didn't know that, that was the person coming to his club. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. But I know Mr. Fields, when he was at what Carl Rising was, yes, sir, I was the school resource officer. Okay, so from there, I went down into the location, all right, because I was just waiting on my other partners to get there. And we went down to the location. And from there, what we observed within the club was he had security there. But within the location, we was already aware that they didn't have a business license. All right. So at that time, I walked through the club with a lot of marijuana smoke and smell. And from there, we got one guy who had marijuana on him. Okay, so we brought him out, and we dealt with him at that time. And from there, that was my last ticket thing I wrote to Mrs. Lee. I wrote Mrs. Lee, and that's your mom's, correct? Correct, yes ma'am. All right. I wrote Mrs. Lee a citation for operating a business without license, and the citation number would be Bravo 003253. And that's the citation that I wrote, and that was the last one I had. That's the reason I ain't write the other guy one. Okay, so from there, and that was at 2622 31st Avenue North, and we wrote the citation under the main event, okay? Because that's what we had a misunderstanding, all right, with the wording, all right, with the glitch, because he explained to me that they was coming here to under the public safety, but we was operating, I guess, at that time on the main event. I know they did a lot of Facebook and a lot of things that was going on. Was that on the main event?
That's on the main event, and that's all on me.
Okay.
That's what I came home, throwing get-togethers on first Friday of the month. I haven't been here in the community. I went to North Birmingham Elementary, I went to Hudson, I went to Carver. So I feel like that area is also my home too, with my mom. I do understand that it's their home also, but we as people have to work together with the youth and the older people. Smoking weed at my building, I do not let nobody smoke in my building. But this is Birmingham, Alabama. All know that people want to smoke weed and they want to smoke their cigarettes and they black them out. We can't stop it. I don't let them smoke in there. I send them outside in front of the police officers down here. They be all on the front. I built a back area to put them in the backyard, and I didn't like all my traffic in the front. So I built a back gate to secure my area in my backyard where everybody is in my backyard. Yes, they do smoke weed. I can't stop that. I don't let them come in. I search them. I do everything on that. They smoke outside.
Now, I don't want to break you off, Mr. Fields, but you can't stop it. All right, it's against the law. It must be stopped. All right, that's first of all. Now,
I'm searching them.
yeah, but I never had a problem with you, Mr. Fields. I think I even taught you in great.
Yeah.
And I was your school resource officer.
Yes, sir.
All right, so from there, I never had any problem with you, and I know your mom's also, okay? So from there, but it's your job, if you're gonna operate a business here, it is your job to stop them from smoking weed. That's within your location and around your location, okay? And that's part of the safety plan. That's what we expect, and you can't smoke cigarettes within the city of Birmingham, within a club. You cannot. Yeah, and that's Black and Miles, there's any there's vape and all that stuff, like, you gotta have a license to vape. Okay, all right, so we wanna make sure when you're saying that, you're already saying the wrong thing, okay? All right,
I take that, but I'm gonna be.
okay, I'm just letting you know.
Police officer searching. I got
Okay.
5 security guards, I have 5 security guards and 2 officers. I always have the city of police inside my building, because I have classmates who is officers who come and work for me.
Yeah.
One Friday of the month.
Yeah, you have First Fridays.
And I've been trying to grow
Yeah.
First Fridays since the Carter event, has been my biggest event.
And he asked me, can we have it? I told him yes, he can have it. I have been shut down, I want to present what I did already. Can I present what I did already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here's what I started. When I first started in 2001, they told me that I need, hold that up for me, man. They told me from 2001, I told them to leave, I was God's little lane. One thing about me, when you tell me I gotta do something, I'm gonna do it. The fire department was first. I passed the fire department. I got my sprinkler system, fire alarms right here. Hold this and hold it. Everything is in there, so if they smoke, it go off. Ambulance come, fire department come, so I don't allow it, I'm real strict. But he been in the military, and they keep going, I let him do First Friday. Then come back, Blitz Barn, what you asked me for.
Yes, ma'am.
I couldn't find it.
No, you
Here
couldn't
go.
find it. Okay, thank you.
And this was
Okay.
the main event, right here, what I
Okay.
first did, because I was gonna be in defensive.
Yeah, but you
they
had
told me
this.
I wasn't
Yeah,
on.
you had
And
this.
that-
Yeah.
I found that.
Okay. Now, the one that I wrote you a citation for, what
Was
you
the
don't
main
have,
thing.
yeah, is the city of Birmingham.
Right, but let me explain that. So once I got all this done.
Mr. Fields.
I got all that done, went to all the city council meetings, they denied me, that's fine. I, called everybody that I supposed to call. I met with, forgot your damn phone. I met with her, they from the lookalikes, they was very nice, they told me what to do. Okay, this is what I did. I went in the neighborhood, I got all my signatures, I walked. Everybody in town, everybody. I got everybody that got businesses, I did everything. Come to find out somebody was trying to get a petition on me to kick me out. I don't know why, because I don't want anybody. So I went on to Montgomery, I'm in your city, I'm sorry. Went to Montgomery, got my fingerprint in Montgomery. I did that, and also I called Miss, forgot your name, Miss Bundy to come out and tell me about my parking. I'm still waiting on her. But in the meantime, when she didn't come and tell me about my parking, I went to the next level, and I got, they told me to come to the city council, and they told me to come here, because all I need now is the city with my liquor license. That's all I'm waiting on now. So once I come here and go to the city council meeting, they said I might be approved for the city. I did everything I'm supposed to do. I don't even have parties, but my son do, yes he do. That's it, but everything else I did, with everything God asked me to do, I did.
All right, Ms. Lee, all right, the question that we have here is, all right, was you all operating a business without a business license? Without a Birmingham city business license?
Without the city, yes.
Yes,
But I
okay.
thought it was.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, all right. Okay, well, we understood. You all was not aware, that's what you're saying. I made you aware when we were here. Okay, I made you aware when we, Friday night, okay. Now, all right, well, we selling alcohol at that time?
No, I never said that.
Okay, then,
No.
One time.
okay. You tell me about the event, how it was set up, okay? All right? And then, it's putting you on the same lines with the guy who just left, okay?
And now I understand.
Now you understand. I saw your face when you were sitting back. Okay, all right, so tell them exactly what you was doing.
Okay, when I was growing up, I haven't moved in Birmingham. I've been gone for 10 years. I just moved back. I grew up in the Chubbies area.
Yes, sir.
I grew up where I went to Chubbies and doing some of my good times in the community where they say, come to the venue, you drink all that you want, bring in your own bottle. If it's not.
Yeah, BYOB.
BYOB.
Okay.
Boom. I make my little change at the door.
Okay.
That's what I do. I don't sell nobody any little, but they come in, they bring their own stuff. I have little platters of food that I put out in front of them. I don't sell nothing. They just come in my building. I got
Now-
cups, ice, juice,
Yes, sir.
chairs, you know, stuff
Okay.
like
So
that.
you all was charging $20 at the door.
Yes, sir.
And you can drink what you want to drink.
You can drink.
And you can bring what you want to bring.
Bring what you
That means they was bringing them bottles to
There you
people
go.
when I was standing there.
And that's true. They bring it to me.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
You know, they bring it to me.
We filmed it too, you know, because we had the cameras on.
Hey,
Oh, I know that, but you weren't doing that. Oh, we just was watching you the whole time.
That's
Okay.
how I get down, so it
Yes,
brings
sir.
it to me. I really, that's how I like it, because I control the avenue where, you know, people don't have to go to all these big clubs. That's where I've been winning at, spending $300-400 on a bottle. They can go to the state store, get $60 to bring me their bottle, and they come and just kick it with me. I have board games, I have other games in the back of my building where people just have a good time. That's where I like to win.
Yeah, because you set the patio up in the back.
Yeah, very nice time.
Yeah.
Got great.
We went right on the next block and watched
You
it.
seen it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
You know I'm good at what I do now. Yeah, you're right now. You on with all of it.
And I'm trying nothing wrong.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm not. I'm being honest ever since you.
And then you know I'm gonna be transparent with you completely.
Yes,
I
sir.
told you and your mom's dad what we was there for.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yes.
They called me, so I felt like it came from the Carver event. But I feel like I got the right to throw a Carver party too, because I feel like I'm Carver.
Yes, sir.
Like I have done a lot of things for Carver where, as you can see, they came to mine me.
Well, yeah, it was packed.
It was packed out with no problem. I never had a problem at First Friday. That would be my, if I'm able to have another one on the 3rd of November, that would be my 11th party. I never had one incident, and I pray that it keep going along with that. I do hire lieutenant, police officers, and security guard. They patrol, they search.
Well, you had a police officer in the front. There's no doubt about that. He was hired. Now let him know that he can't work your event again.
Oh,
Okay? Because until you get your business license.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna call his name.
Okay.
Okay? All right. All right, but, he can't work a business. He can't work at your business if you don't have a business license. He's in a legal establishment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was wrong there, because I'm thinking the county, the thing on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Business license, so I didn't.
So we want to get the clear understanding that we doing an event center or we doing a bar and lounge.
It's a glitch.
We are the legal bar and grill.
Okay?
I just want
We
to
had to
show
change it
you.
all over.
I've been changing it over last year.
And now we had glitch bar and
Yeah.
grill because of zoning.
Okay.
Because the events are not over the area.
Okay then.
So they gave me a list of what they go down like a fee. It had private club, it had glitch bar and grill restaurant,
There's a lot of people.
a car wash.
Yes, ma'am. So, but Friday, we was operating an event center.
What I was doing, a glitch bar and grill is the bar where you come in, you sit down, you drink, you have pork. Yeah.
I just don't like the name glitch. So I say on First Friday, I say name.
He don't like no name, he's still with the
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
But it's the glitch bar and grill. I have live bands, I
But
have.
I'm just, not to cut you off, Ms.
Okay.
Lee, not to disrespect you at all, ma'am. Okay? But Friday, we was operating as an event center, okay? If we're doing an event, your son was doing the event. I wrote the citation to you, but your son was doing the event. He put on a Carver event for the alumni, from the alumni, because it was Carver
Yes,
week.
he did.
So it was operating as an event center. So that's what we wrong at there,
Yeah.
okay?
He
All right. Okay, so that's what I wanted to establish, that's the point I wanted to make, so from there, we appreciate y'all, we're gonna hear from the council. All right,
We're going to hear from Ms. Brundage. Ms. Brundage, does the applicant meet zoning requirements?
Madam Chairman, this location, well, first and foremost, let me say this. I apologize for not contacting you back, Ms. Lee. However, we've been going around and about with about an event center for about a year now. And in my research, you're still operating as an event center. So I have to let you know that I have to do the research on that. But Madam Chairman, this location is on mixed-use medium. It does meet zoning requirements to operate, as the application says, as a bar and grill. However, from what we have found just recently as October 1st, the location is operating as an event center, and that is not an allowed use in a mixed-use medium zone district.
All right, Ms. Brown, does the applicant, good standing with taxes and revenue?
They're not in compliance.
Not in compliance, okay. All right, is there anyone here to speak against or for this item from the neighborhood?
Yeah, just hold on a minute, Mr. Fields, you get out.
Still waiting.
Yes, this side, Ms. Fields.
Hello again.
State your name, Ms. Brown, for the record again.
And I'm for 115 24th Street North.
Okay.
Houston, North Birmingham, Alabama. Again, Secretary of North Birmingham Neighborhood, co-chair of the North Birmingham Framework Committee. This location is gonna nuisance. That's the only word that I can find for it. They're saying that they're having the parties on certain nights. The club is being rented. At one time, there was a church right there next to it, in the old Brassware Furniture Place. The church is now closed. They moved about 2 months ago from that building there. There's been Saturday afternoons where they have commandeered the parking lot, where people have come up into the square to shop, which is what the square was built for. It was not built for a club or anything like that. And we knew that even if they say it's for a club, we have to do something with the parking issue on that. But there were people outside smoking weed outside the facility. People that came up there couldn't even hardly get in there, because they got everything blocked up on that end over there. They was having some kind of little children's festival or something that they had. There were kids out there. When I was called, I walked up there, I stood over by Maxwell and I watched them. They had kids out there, grown folks, ain't even paying attention to the kids. They just out there running around playing. That was just one incident on there. They have parties there almost every night, every weekend. As a matter of fact, they are scheduled to have a breakfast brunch on Sunday after their classes in that facility. There is a Halloween party scheduled for October 21st in that facility. Advertisements have already gone out. You could have got your early tickets for $10 if you got them before September 30th, but now it's going to be $20 at the door. The advertisements is all over with what they're doing. Everything they do is advertised. She's still renting the place out as an event center because her favorite tagline is "Thank you for renting my building." That is in the wrong location for what is there. There's a senior citizen building right across the street from there. That square was set up for a business purpose, to be the highlight of the business district, not to have clubs, not to have any of that there. My parents moved up in North Birmingham almost 50 years ago. And we have seen a decline in it. We're working to try to get it better. We can't get businesses to come up there when we have all these different clubs and events and folks hanging out everywhere and doing everything. That's not what we're about. We are better people than that in North Birmingham. And the square, there's not enough parking there to even accommodate something like that, because you have other stores and businesses that's already there. And now we've got somebody that's developing that area where the church used to be. We've got a drugstore that's across the street that just closed up. That was part of the reason why that drugstore closed, because of the activities that was going on there. So even though she's saying on here, bar and grill, it's still being treated like an event center. And we're asking, regardless of what name they're using, whether it's an event center or a bar and grill, that is not the proper location for it. It is not what it was designed for, and we're asking you to vote no on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr. Coleman?
Yes, I'm Jimmy Coleman at 2008 35th Avenue North. I'm also president of the CAB. A lot of people don't know what the CAB is. The advisory board to the mayor's office. And I know Solomon knows this exactly what I'm talking about. He's on the neighborhood officer too. But I went up there one night. They had so many blue lights up there going. I thought they was having a Christmas party. I left my notebook at home. I can't remember what day it was. But they had about 6, 7 cars of police out there, out of service at that facility. But like I said before, we're trying to get business to come in North Birmingham. A lot of people don't even know when we revitalize that square back in 1976 on the Richard Avenue. We had O.Z. Hall, used to be on the corner where the police precinct is now. We had Winn-Dixie across the street where Maxwell is. York Drug Store was there. We had Harry Spot from down the street. We had shoe store there, still there. We had Average Cleaners there. We had ABC store next to the building. And you know, those people move out. North Birmingham, I said at one time about Cottersville on the dying limb, and so we finally kind of bringing Cottersville back with some activities that we're having out there. But North Birmingham is just dying. And what we would like to do is have something where we can, you know, we don't even have a place that you can sit down and have a decent meal in North Birmingham. Nowhere a man can go and buy a shirt or a pair of pants, no other than Ricky Davis' place. He's there on the corner. Ricky been there 30 years. He's doing well. But we just like to have some things that we can just take the kids to and buy different stuff. We can't do that now. But I don't think that this is a real good business for that area because with the dialysis centers across the street, those people have to park over there in that facility sometime. But then we have another place to come up there, U-Haul. And Ms. Branches come out there and got them out of the neighborhood. They had all the U-Haul trucks up and down Canoe Park out there. So we appreciate you for doing that. And I just want to say, I just hope that the council deny this application so that we can move North Birmingham forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Any committee members have any comments for the applicants or questions? Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I would like to say this. It was not no event in my facility, but no food. And yes, Yorks is gone. Yorks told me he been there for 80 years. I am called Crayons in North Birmingham. York sold me the building, okay? And if you come to Crayons, you will come in and get a coloring book, crayons for your baby, water icy. I have a contract with Bartles, right down that corner on the end. Also, Tony Family Fashion Clothing Store. I put a lot in North Birmingham. My granddad was Younger L.L. Hogan. My mother, they got churches. The guy that moved was my first cousin. They told me I couldn't have it because he was there. So I did to try to pay the rent, yes. I have to pay the rent there. But I shut down till my son came home. Then my son wanted to do something. But then the police is there, all the lights that he seen. I looked at my son and said, what is it? He said, yes, because they was getting something to eat. They love my chicken wings. They love my fries. I feed the homeless across the street from the tile. Guess who cleaned up out there when the homeless get through, the tile get through drinking their beer and sitting out there drinking all night. Me and my two little white clients that I have a group home with, we clean up the whole parking lot. Guess who do Christmas in North Birmingham? Antonio Lee. I decorate the wreaths with Christmas. The little thing in the middle where you put the dirt at. I got red dirt that'll make North Birmingham look good. So I'm not no problem in North Birmingham. And my the Glitch Bar and Grill, I have Memphis Blues, I have live bands. They sitting there and having a good time until I feel like I gotta get to city. So guess what? I ain't been open. And as of today, my child ain't finna be open until I get the city license in my hand for my liquor license. Yes, she right. I always say thanks for it. I'm not a big liar. You don't know. I'm gonna tell the truth, and I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. And the other day I said, son, we're gonna have to cancel everything because we gotta get the city. So I called everybody on the phone. I said, hey y'all, you can't have it. Somebody just said my son got killed. Blah the place. I love to help. Baby, I can't do nothing till I get my right license. So I want to apologize for that. I'm sorry. But when you come through there as of today, you won't see me do anything until I get the liquor license. I went to the liquor license place. They waiting on me. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do. But other than that, one of them children went around my event because I don't like it. So.
I'm not gonna take long.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Everything they said, I believe in too. You know, I love that area too. It's been downhill. It's a ghost town around there. And it's a senior citizen place already over there. And I feel like if we not there, other people that not from the community is gonna come in the area and buy up all the buildings anyway and knock us to Tarrant or to Inglewood or to Zion City. That's not where we wanna be. Like, we've been in that area for a long time also, so the big time investors who come from Topgolf and that Callaway stuff that's getting tore down, they gonna come and just buy everything up down there. Anyway, so I feel like me being servant as a community, I done did a lot of things. My mom had been there for 30 years that I learned from her, she learned from her mom. We are part of the same community. And we can work together to stop things. I never had no problem. I just feel like them just saying no, no, no.
Right.
We done got a lot of investment in that building.
Yes.
I drive trucks, I just moved back home, I have a business on myself where I'm dumping a lot of money in that building. Reggie and them just bought the same building, he dumping a lot of money.
And
We
he
trying.
want the church, he don't want about the church.
We trying.
Yeah.
What is he putting there?
He putting the whole film thing, the whole
He got
club.
his club thing, I mean, not club, he doing online film, he trying to build like a Tyler Perry studio in Atlanta and no Birmingham.
I know Reggie was doing that. That's where he got it at?
Yeah, he gonna be doing it in
I
there.
think that's a nice look.
He gonna be a
You know,
nice
I
thing.
don't think there's nothing going on, me and him is growing up as friends, I've been knowing him since East Lake Cowboys, but we trying to work on the same field to share that outside youth, cause me and him sharing the backyard, he gave me the okay on the backyard. I just feel like we as people just need to look at all ends, you know, like times have changed since the 50s. And I'm not disrespecting, but that's just true. This is 2023, there's nowhere for us to really go.
And everybody
I'm
come,
doing like my own part, this
Yeah.
is my own way from First Friday that I've been building up, that I've been taking L after L after L every month. And this is my first time I won. So yes, I want to have a part on the third. Because this is my first time I won. I've been losing thousands of dollars every month just trying to please the crowd.
but
I'm taking
this
the
is
L.
his first
Well, all you
time.
don't do the thing for Carver, that's the reason I went over there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
Who knows what I mean?
You and Mr. Cole, how about you and Mr. Coleman get together and talk?
We need to talk.
Yeah, what you
This is
do?
my first time ever meeting.
And I was just happy to see that everybody was alive, and wasn't nobody there, cause there's so many deaths.
Like, we have no problem with
There's
First
so
Friday.
many deaths.
I'm sorry, we got, Madam Chair, continue. I mean, I'll let Council weigh in. It's just, y'all just going, we
Yeah,
haven't
I'm
even
trying
had
to
a chance to
stay
get to the
on
real.
case. Like, no,
I know,
no,
it's still about, like,
Say-
what Ms. Brent, no, actually it's not. You're not complying with zoning, first of all, is number one.
And, okay.
So you're breaking the law. Number two, let me, because I'm probably a little slow right now. Did they have a business license when he did?
No.
So you broke the law again. So that's two instances I just saw you broke the law, and you just saw us address the last one. I ain't got nothing against you. I'm young just like you. I get it, you want to have wins, whatever. This had nothing to do with the 50s. The law is the law. Like, so let me ask you this. Have you ever read Lord of the Flies?
No, man.
You did. I was in Birmingham City Schools. Anyways, it's about a group of boys where there are no rules at all in how they operate, and it's straight chaos. You find out, Council, why did you refer to that? Because if we let y'all do what y'all want, there'd be straight chaos. This has nothing to do with, I love the fact y'all have a business and everything, but the law is the law. And like I just told them, that's not a defense that you didn't know the law. Because if I come up to you, say, I wouldn't do this. Like came and slap you, and then I get in trouble because it's against the law to slap you. That's not gonna be a good defense. I'm gonna go straight to jail.
That's true.
You know, so,
But can you at least acknowledge that I was trying when I showed you my license?
but you still operated, that's
I mean, I
different.
still don't have the city. That's, I know that I'm waiting on zoning to tell me, but zoning did came out, and I gotta expand my bathroom. We doing that, that's all I'm waiting on, the liquor license. Yes, I got everything but the liquor license, and it's a process, and I went through no process.
So let me ask you this, so did y'all serve liquor when you had your event?
Yeah. I was never celebrating.
They went around it. He had them to give him the liquor. They charged $20, and then the liquor is given to him, and he give them the liquor.
That doesn't even sound awful, but,
Well, that's what Muhammad was talking about.
I
Yeah.
won't do it again, I didn't think, you know, this my mom built, I just had a party. You know, if I'm breaking any rules, I won't do it again, I just shut down the whole First Friday movement, which I don't want to, but I have to. If she don't have a city license, I can't throw a party there, I just have to stop. And in this case, period, where.
Council Williams?
and that's kind of why we have a system in place, because if we let everyone just because they broke the law once, get them off the hook, then we would have so much crime not only here, but in the whole United States.
I mean, I feel everything that you're saying, and, you know, I didn't think I broke a law. I didn't think I did anything wrong to break the law.
So,
So,
I
I get what you're
understand.
saying. And-
Councilor Williams. Councilor Williams.
So, hopefully have much. Are y'all in compliance with fire code?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Give him my 5 thing right here.
Because I just have all these pages of fire inspection issues.
I'm updated, I got sprinkler system and everything. I started with that first. I got everything, and he coming out next year.
When did you get that, man? What's the date on that?
It's just been a year and a half. It's almost time for me to get it.
November 30th, 2022.
So November the 30th, 2022? Okay. Because back earlier in 2022, the several years preceding 2022, lots of failed inspections. How long have you guys been operating?
Started up at dance studio.
Yeah, started at dance studio, daycare. I was guys up there to
I can follow one person. How long, either one can answer that. How long have y'all been operating?
Are you talking about the event center or just business all together?
Answer both. Event
Okay,
center.
for the daycare, it's been down 5 or 6 years, COVID came.
Okay.
That shut down.
Okay,
My mom had, I give it, field store.
okay.
Then I let it set for a while, and then I said, I'm gonna do an event center, that's when I went, and they told me when I,
Okay, Ms. Brothers, this is not zoned for an event center.
no.
No, it's not.
It's on for a bar and grill.
So, my recommendation is this, based on the fact that it's not zoned as an event center, and the safety plan specifically cites that this is an event center, along with the fact that there are several advertisements of all you can drink. I don't know how y'all feel, but I'm not gonna be able to vote for this at this time. So my recommendation is send this to the full council with a no recommendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Ms. Lee and Mr. Fields is gonna go to the full city council. Recommendation was a no vote. And so y'all gotta come before the full city council on Tuesday at 9:30 at the Mountain
Can I
View.
answer something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, so you said that it was, wasn't supposed to be an event center, you don't know an event center, but do you see when I transferred over to the Glitch Bar and Grill? I got everything in the Glitch Bar and Grill. That was in the beginning.
So, ma'am,
Mhm.
if you change the name of something, and you continue to operate it as something else, it is by default,
Yeah.
whatever you're operating it as.
Okay.
In your safety plan, it specifically refers to this as an event center. And I'm supposed to review the safety plan to see if this will be safe for the public and our guests, and this says it's an event center.
I can just, I do my safety plan.
So by what I have been given at this time,
Okay.
I feel like that this is going to be a no vote, but that's already happened. I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. No. Meeting adjourned.